Okay, welcome back to Ranma Half Anime Review, Part 19. This I'm viewing episodes 121 to 127. 121 and 122, a two-parter. Yes, called The Demon from Josakyo. Yeah, this one is simply put this. A new character named Pantyhose Toro, who Rama knows, though he first is simply just a pantyhose guy. Yeah. It is by far, even the manga, this is the most silliest name I've ever heard for a character. This is even more silly than the name a character shampoo or cologne. Yeah, Pantyhose Toro. Yeah, how it got this name is quite bizarre. It's not explained in part 2. This particular two-parter has him basically going after Hippocai. Why? Not real till toward the end of part 2. So, to get Hippocai, he decides to kidnap Akane. Yep, he kidnapped Akane. So Ramen goes to rescue with the help of Ryoga, Moose, and Shampoo. Okay, I get Ryoga. Ryoga's fine. I have no problem with Ryoga basically helping out Ranma going after Akane. Moose? Why would he even want to? It's one of the most perplexing things. Especially since, one, he has kidnapped Akane before. So, why would he do it? Well, main reason why, Shampoo's there. Yeah, Shampoo, I think the reason why, despite the fact she gets into, she fights Akane over Ranma, she doesn't want to see her get killed by this kidnapper. So he goes to rescue her. Yep. These four, along with Akane and Ranma's fathers. I'm like, this is a dang good team. I would have probably, I'm surprised that the anime threw this in that Kudo, another character who, aside from Ranma and Ryoga, has got a thing for Akane. I'm surprised he didn't get involved in all this. Yeah, it's quite perplexing that he doesn't get involved. His sister, I get why she doesn't want to get involved, because she doesn't like Akane at all. She'd rather basically beat her up. In the case of Uko, she's another person that's quite surprising to where she's not in this two-parter at all. But yet, like I said, Shampoo, Moose, and Ryoga. These three are in this two-parter, but not Kudo, his smoking hot sister, or even Uko. Yeah, unknown why these three could not be involved in this two-parter. I get the fact, yes, they were not there in the manga, but you could throw them in the anime. That made it a lot more interesting, but no. We had to keep just the three other characters, the three recurring ones. Yeah. So, they go to rescue her, and no, it's not in China, believe it or not. Yeah, so they go rescue her at some waterfall, this island, which apparently had a bunch of water booby traps. Oh yeah, and throughout this entire two-parter, whenever he sees either Ranma entering his girl or basically his guy form, he refers to her as a cross-dresser. Yes, a cross-dresser, despite the fact he is easily seen right in front of his own two eyes that Ranma got transformed into a girl. Even Ranma points out that, he tells him, stop calling me a cross-dresser. Because he is not a cross-dresser. He transforms into a girl. Simple as that. Oh, in case you're wondering, yes, it's two-parter canon. Oh, yes, it is. It's only a few canon episodes in this, basically, set of episodes. Yep. And they eventually do find her, and at several points, you have all four of these people who can transform into different stuff, transform into their other things. Surprisingly, Genta does not get involved in all this. Yeah. Okay, now as for the origin of the guy's name, apparently Hippocai saved his mother's life, so apparently according to some strange Chinese tradition, that the person in his life names a child. What is named the child? Pantyhose Toro. Yeah. Oh, and he foolishly tried to bathe the child in the Josakyo Springs. And not just any spring, a one that sprouts out a freaking cow demon. Yeah, that's not a joke. It turns into a giant cow demon with wings. This makes a heck of a lot more sense than what they did with the manga. In the manga, it was like a mixture of about 5 different creatures. It was only a bull, a crane, and about 4 or 5 other creatures. This change from the manga actually makes perfect sense. Because if you see what he transforms into in the manga, you're like, what the heck is this? Now, they changed it probably either one. The studio probably thought that the transformation was even more sillier than all the other transformations. Or two, this is probably a request of the writer of the series. Yeah, that's my personal guess. And they eventually beat it. And, of course, the two-parter ends with him dragging out Hippocyte. And it basically trying to get him to change his name. Because he doesn't like name Pandero's Toro. Yep. Now, he's not mad at him for giving a transformation. He has said nothing about it. He just hates his name. Yep. That's the whole point of all this. And then I'll go home. Despite the fact it's not much of a character development in the cases of the other characters. But at least it's exciting. At least it's exciting. Good storytelling. The change was fine. Though a lot of time that Ranma didn't directly refer to him as simply Pantyhose Toro like he did in the mangas. If you read it in the Viz Media translation, you're like, okay, how does he know his last name? He calls himself Pantyhose Toro. In the anime, he refers simply as, oh, look, it's the Pantyhose guy. Yeah, he never found the rest of his name. In the manga, he knew exactly who he is, and he told him he hated the name. I'm glad of the fact they didn't have to hammer down the whole time when they made this change in the manga. Yes, this change was perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, two. Well, come on. See, so yep. First one they ever, as far as I can tell, this is the first of 2 they've actually had for the series. The other is an OVA, which I haven't watched yet, but I know there's a Christmas one. But it's nice to have a Christmas episode. And here's the thing about this episode. They throw in like every single character who's appeared in the series up to this point. Well, the ones that are reoccurring. Not only have the Tendo family here, and of course Ranma and his father, we also are in Shampoo, Cologne, Hippocyte, Kadachi, and Uko, even Kudo. Surprisingly, Kudo's father is not in this episode. Nope. Oh yeah, and the thing is, a lot of the time in the episode, like, Shampoo is looking for him along with Akane. Heck, and this is pure hilariousness. Like, okay, he gets launched into the air at one point in this episode when he's basically now. The episode starts off with Ranma and Akane going window shopping, and he basically suggests like, what does he want for Christmas? And it looks like a stuffed animal, like a blouse. You're like, I'll go broke. He does eventually get the stuff anyways. Eventually they split off, and then throughout most of the episode, Akane is looking for Ranma. Like, first she basically expects to go see Shampoo. Nope, not there. Oh yeah, and they got split off when Ranma decided to get into a fight with Moose. Why? Because he accidentally caused the destruction of his gift for Shampoo. Yeah, that's the reasoning for it. Yep, so chasing the park, and then Hippocyte steps in, and, well, he convinces the girls that he's in the world he even though really isn't. They proceed to kick him in the air. That's a recurring gag in the series, where characters get punched really hard where they get launched in the air. This is happened with Ranma. This has happened with Hippocyte a lot. It happens with Kudo. Mostly it's Ranma and Akane who basically do this to him. Ryoga, this has happened to him a few times in the series. Moose doesn't happen to him very much. Surprisingly, none of the female characters have ever suffered through this, where they get launched into the air, which is quite surprising. I would have thought at some point in the series that the girls might get the same treatment, but as far as I can tell, no, none of them ever done this. So eventually, they all stop fighting, and eventually, Akane does find Ranma in a park. Apparently, it's waiting for several hours. So he basically gets some Christmas presents early, and she starts crying, and they both go home. Oh yeah, basically the reason why he wanted to go shopping for him, looking for him, was because she wanted him to help decorate the house for Christmas. So, oh yeah, and basically both Shampoo and Kadachi were both convinced that that Ranma's concerned Christmas with them. So they go to the Nintendo house, and like everybody is there. I mean, you have Uko, you have Kendo, his smoking hot sister, Shampoo, Clone, like everybody, the whole cast, sitting down for Christmas dinner. And of course, Shampoo is still convinced that she's going to spend the evening with Ranma around some chestnuts on an open fire. Yeah. But this episode was a fantastic one. I love Christmas episodes. Don't get them very much in a lot of the series I watch. Not really, no. The only series I can think of that actually have an actual Christmas episode. I know One Piece has never done it. Surprisingly, yeah, I'm surprised One Piece has never done it. I know Gintama has done it. I believe for sure Kenshin has done it once. I'm trying to think if there was any other series I've seen that actually had a Christmas episode. I have. Let me think about this. What do you think? No, High School DxD did not have a Christmas episode. They did have a story set on Christmas in one of the books, but not in the actual show. No, Overlord never did. No, there's no chance that one. Let's see. It's most like a Mother Day thing to have, well, the exception of Gintama because he does that in the past, but at least they have Christmas. Yeah, I would say definitely not many. Um, I think My Hero Academia has done it recently in the manga, where they mentioned they had the whole Secret Santa thing, so they may have had Christmas. I would not be surprised if in a future episode of the series, the anime, if we have a Christmas episode. Yeah, I think though. I know Flames Record didn't have one. Let's see. No, Demon Slayer. I know that Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid that had a Christmas episode. Oh heck yes, it did. Case Closed has had a few Christmas episodes. Despite how long it was, but at least they had one. Yep. I'm trying to think though. I don't think it was any other series I could think of. No, nothing I could think of. I mean, yeah, there might be filler episodes, but at least they're pure fun. I love Christmas episodes, like, of anime. I know live action shows basically are notorious for doing this, and usually sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Depends upon the rating. Some in the anime I have watched where they've had an actual Christmas episode, and it's actually really good. Yes, it is. Yeah, by far, in my opinion, one of the whole series. Yeah, so the gag the series for, but it's so good. Yeah. Let's see. Then we have right after that episode, we have A Cold Day in Farnikin. Yeah, this one is a weird one. Like, the episode starts off with Ryoga on top of a, like, you think he's on top of a mountain. Nope, he's on top of a building in the middle of the city, and the city is covered with snow. And they don't mention that there's no expecting of snow. Oh, and the reason for all this is quite weird. Yeah, at some point in the episode, explain the flashback that Ryoga found this woman in the snow, and then eventually Akane and Ranma found this woman. Oh yeah, and this woman's revealed to be a snow woman. Yes, a snow woman. As far as I can tell, only the second series I can think of actually have one of these. Because the only series I have watched where they've actually had a snow woman appear in the series was Rosario plus Vampire. Which I think that one did also have a Christmas episode, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe it did. No, I don't think Soul Eater ever did. No, I don't think it ever did. Yeah. So, what causes the snow is this abominable snowman they knew. Yes, a gigantic abominable snowman where he's literally made of snow. Oh yeah, and how the thing is defeated is basically Ryoga using his pointy finger, which actually can smash stuff, and smashes the eye, and that returns it to normal. Yeah, and this girl who's actually short at the start. I mean, appearance-wise, it kind of reminds me of the let's just say the sadistic teacher from the manga, who is basically beautiful, both basically in adult and in like childish form. But she has this thing where she absorbs stuff and absorbs energy and basically becomes a normal adult. It's very similar to that transformation, but not to the point where we're actually using like objects to do it. Yep. Let's see. Yeah. This might be a fill up, but it's actually pretty damn good. Next episode, the Cursed Panda. Yep. Yeah. Cursed Panda. Two. Look of the panda. Yeah, we have Ganta, Ranma, Hippocyte, and the Tendo family going to a carnival. Yep, going to a carnival. By the way, not the first series I've seen do this. Several series have actually had this. I wait. Actually, there was one other series did have a Christmas episode. I believe it was Cardcaptor Sakura. I think it did have one. And I don't think Triple X Holic ever did. No. Yeah. Let's see what else. Um. Oh yeah. So they're just basically Rama and his father get to fight over food and accidentally unleash these three paintings. These are cursed paintings. Oh, and third painting is a doodle of a panda, which can transform into a smoking hot woman. Oh yes, a smoking hot woman. Yeah, which apparently Rama this like she wants like a date. Like first they have a panda. They have Genzo turns to panda. Like no, not that panda. So like too old. And apparently she wanted some young guy, so she wanted Rama. So apparently her dream was to ride a roller coaster and hold a balloon. Okay. And apparently she had a good time. She was able to go back to being the painting, no problem. And there's also this funny thing in the episode where Shao and Hippocyte go the giant size form to beat up the evil spirits. I thought this was hilarious. It was by far the funniest part of the episode. They even had it when Rama's father jumps in the action. Like, him go giant size in his panda form is so hilarious. It's like something out of Power Rangers. It was so hilarious. When they had Shao basically do this, he apparently took time to put on some samurai armor to beat up these monsters. Yeah, by far, very hilarious episode. Surprisingly, none of the suitors show up in this episode. Yeah, surprisingly, none did. But this by far was a very good episode. Hmm. Yep. Next up is the Date Monster of Water Island. Yeah, this was a odd one. Okay, we have the Tendo and Saratome families going to the beach. Yep. First time in this, it's actually I think the second time in this series we actually have a beach episode. Yeah, that's the thing with this one. Okay, I like it's like after the action-packed two-parter, we have a Christmas episode, a carnival episode, and a beach episode. Love beach episodes. The first series I saw beach episode was Bleach. Yeah, Bleach was the first one. I love beach episodes because it's always a good chance to see the female characters in bikinis. And this one, well, it's only the second time this series have actually had a beach episode. Though a lot of the characters are not good looking swimsuits anyways. And surprisingly, unlike last time, which had Shampoo show up, this time none of the suitors showed up at all. Which is kind of weird. It's like after that two-parter, it's kind of like none of the suitors show up for some of these episodes. Which is kind of... It's like... It's kind of like... Okay, we have the like like suitor, which is kind of no one they do, but yeah, they'll be two parties the only time we see them. Yeah, but Kuno appears in this one. Yeah, how he enters this episode is kind of bizarre. It's like, okay, we have Rama and Connie just sitting on like a cliffside, like near like the edge of this island they're on, which apparently this is the first vacation they've actually taken some time. And then a man with a watermelon. I knew this was Kudo before they revealed it was Kudo. Why? His clothing and the fact he carried a freaking kendo stick. Yeah, the fact he carried a practice sword and the fact his attire. I'm like, that's Kudo. Yeah, as soon as I saw, I'm like, yeah, that's freaking Kudo. Oh, in case you're wondering, is this a canon episode? Oh, yes, it is. It's a canon episode. Yep. And Kudo's got amnesia. Also, Nabiki is still calling Kudo baby. Yeah, apparently it's very heavily implied that she has a thing for him. She's one of like two women in the series who actually develop an attraction to him. The other, of course, is a cheerleader, but that doesn't happen until later. As I mention it because, well, it's listed online. I'm not gonna name the person the cheerleader who it is because she doesn't appear until like the OVAs. Yep. So even Rama turned to a girl, it's like does nothing to him until they get into a brief fight and apparently sheds most of Rama's top, and then something really weird happens. Like transforms to his girl form, and apparently appears topless. And at one point, Kudo is like grabbing Rama in his girl form, implying he was going to do something really bad to her. Well, him in his girl form. Yeah, it was very heavily implied. It's like he kept holding on to him. Like, oh my gosh, it was so bizarre. It's one of the most weirdest things I've seen him do. Eventually, they go to the island. Yeah, Rama and Kudo go to the island to figure out how to cure his amnesia. And it turns out he was actually in the island for sword training. Yep. Eventually, he does get his memory back. How he gets his memory lost is kind of odd. Like, apparently he's trained to train himself to, like, hit all these random targets related to, like, these watermelon. And then eventually he just, well, knocks out, like, all these, like, watermelon. Apparently one got top of his head and he smashed the thing on top of his head. And that's a game of amnesia. Eventually he does get back normal and he starts like normal self. But this won't be the last year Kudo. Like next episode is focused on Genta. Oh yeah, and he spends the whole episode, except for the beginning, in his panda form. Yeah, because Genta's a lazy bum. Yep. The episode starts off with him basically fishing. And then the ground he's on collapses and he winds up in the river in this village with familiar faces. Like, first person he runs into is Akane, but no, but it's not Akane, it's Kenna. And he runs into Rama, who's known as Kenema. Yes. And Kudo, I think it's like his name is like Kenma? Kuma, I think his name is. Yeah, and Sanosuke is here. Still fulfilling the same role he knows he does, except he refers to him as sire instead of like master. Also, Kudo's father's here, except it's implied that he might be either his servant or there's no mention of the version of Genta in this reality. Also, Hepasai and Cologne basically are implied to be a couple. Yes, but I'm like, okay, we have Cologne here, we have the Tendo family, like all of them. Apparently also in this village that Shao Tendo is the village head, though he has got a different name here. It's like, okay, we have all these characters, but we don't have this village version of Kadachi, like Genta. Yeah, there's no Genta in this one at all. And at one point, Kana tries to get Genta to take a bath. And apparently he doesn't want to take a bath at all, which... Okay, it's a hot bath. Wouldn't he basically want to go back to his normal form? Apparently, it seems like half the time he just loves being his panda form. He'll go into it for absolutely no reason at all. That's a recurring gag in the series when it comes to Genta. He gets either beat up by his son, or he gets turned into a panda form and he half the time doesn't want to transform back. At least Ranma actually bothers to do it. He doesn't care to do it. Heck, when he's asked to do something, he rather just turns into a panda to do nothing. That's a recurring gag. That's one of the many recurring gags when it comes to this character in the series. Eventually, at one point, the verse of Shao appears in this one. Apparently, he gets sick. Yeah, it turns out it was actually somebody else. They think it's some. They think he's like a heart of a live panda. So the fake Kudo decides to capture Genta. That they don't know. It's like when he sees Rama, it's like, "Hey, it's me, your dad." He's like, well, "Who the heck are you?" Yeah, no one knows who he is, and you realize, like, yeah, this is not the people he knows. And eventually, like, they attempt to, like, he basically helps break up an attempted wedding between his other Kudo and another Connie. And, like, that part ends with them basically holding hands and having the whole village convinced these two actually eloped. And then the thing ends in the most funniest, in the most, funniest way possible. Like, he comes back, and Rama's like, "Pops, where have you been?" And he walks up to them, puts their hands together, goes inside, sits down, and eats food. Okay. Yeah, one of the most weirdest episodes of the whole series. Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they revisit this later. Yeah, would it be surprising if Ramen met his counterpart? Yeah, that would be surprising to see. Yeah. Not much else to say about this particular set of episodes, but no really bad episode in this set of... Yeah, it's only 7 episodes I've covered this one, and none of them are bad. No, I would say probably the weakest one is probably the watermelon one. Yeah, but that was a pretty decent episode for what it was. But nothing really bad here, surprisingly. Yeah. So that's it for this particular review. I have a couple more videos I'm hoping to do today. Soon I'll probably do my review for the 7 Deadly Sins, and hopefully another Rama Half video while I cover the last 9 episodes of Season 6. Yep. So, until you see the next video. Bye.